Former WWE Chairman Vince McMahon once rejected a veteran's big pitch for a return to the ring. JBL recently revealed an idea that he had pitched to McMahon after his 2009 retirement. At WrestleMania 25 in 2009, Rey Mysterio squashed JBL to win the Intercontinental title. The self-proclaimed wrestling god then announced that he was done with wrestling, to a massive pop from the fans in attendance. On a recent edition of Something to Wrestle, JBL revealed that he once pitched an idea for his return to Vince McMahon. The former WWE chairman seemed intrigued but ultimately rejected the pitch. "There was a time with Heath Slater we were doing the JBL and Cole show, and he was my nephew Clem," JBL said. "I wanted to do a spot where I came back and tag team with Heath. I talked to Vince about it. He really thought about it hard, and he almost did it. I was hoping that he would. The first thing he says is interesting, and I could tell that he wasn't shooting it down, but he ended up killing it." H/T Wrestling News, Co. After WrestleMania XX in 2004, the SmackDown brand needed a big heel following Brock Lesnar's WWE exit. Vince McMahon decided to give Bradshaw an opportunity and turned him into JBL. He went on to defeat Eddie Guerrero for the WWE title at the Great American Bash 2004. 1. John Cena defeated JBL event. WrestleMania 21 length of reign. 280 days. Over the next 10 months, JBL managed to keep the top prize on his shoulders. His lengthy reign as the top champion finally came to an end at WrestleMania 21 in Hollywood, when John Cena pinned him to win his first WWE championship. Abhilash Mandi is a pro wrestling journalist at Sportskeeda with nearly 5 years of experience. He completed his MBA from the Symbiosis Institute of Telecom Management in 2016 and worked with multiple banking institutions, including Tech Mahindra. While he started writing WWE articles for Sportskeeda in 2019 as a hobby, it eventually became a significant part of his professional journey. Abhilash checks his articles thrice before sending them to the editing team, ensuring his work is highly accurate and reliable. He has interviewed prominent pro wrestling personalities like Noam Dar, Angry Ms. Girl, Brendan Cabina, and Jess Lambert. Abhilash is a big fan of AEW star Orange Cassidy, as he believes the former international champion's on-screen gimmick of an extremely lazy guy resonates with him. Given the opportunity to script WWE's next big storyline, Abhilash would treat fans to the second installment of the Bloodline Civil War. He would book Roman Reigns to reform the Bloodline with the Usos and Sami Zayn upon his comeback. The angle would see the tribal chief-led group go head-to-head with The Rock, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu in a blockbuster family feud. When not reporting on pro wrestling, Abhilash likes to work out, go on walks, read, and explore new eateries. In the world of WWE, every story, rivalry, and character evolution has to pass through the creative filter of the company's management. At the very top of that chain for decades has been Vince McMahon, the larger-than-life billionaire who transformed wrestling into sports entertainment on a global scale. McMahon's vision has created countless megastars, yet at the same time his unpredictability and strict control over creative direction have left many wrestlers frustrated. A story that recently resurfaced has shed light on one such moment when a former WWE champion pitched a fresh idea, only for Vince to shoot it down despite initially describing it as interesting. The revelation has sparked conversations among fans about just how many potential storylines never saw the light of day because of McMahon's iron grip on WWE's creative process. The unnamed former WWE champion, who earned credibility through years of work inside and outside the ring, reportedly approached Vince McMahon with a concept that would have given his character new depth and direction. According to those familiar with the story, McMahon listened attentively and even admitted that the idea was interesting. A rare bit of praise from someone known to dismiss creative suggestions outright. For a performer, hearing Vince acknowledge the potential of a storyline often felt like the first step toward bringing it to life on television. However, in this case, Vince ultimately decided against moving forward, leaving the star disappointed and questioning what could have been. The incident highlights the delicate balance WWE talent had to maintain, pushing for creativity while also accepting the final say of the chairman. McMahon's rejection of the pitch, despite his initial intrigue, underscores a recurring theme in WWE's backstage environment. Wrestlers often bring passion projects or storyline tweaks to management, hoping to stand out in an environment where screen time is everything. For many, pitching ideas is not just about creative freedom, it's about survival. Without engaging storylines, even former champions can fade into the background, their momentum stalling in an industry that constantly demands fresh narratives. The wrestler in question reportedly believed his pitch could rejuvenate his character, sparking renewed fan interest and opening the door to marquee feuds. Instead, Vince's decision forced him to return to the drawing board and accept creative directions that may not have matched his vision. Over the years, multiple wrestlers have shared similar stories about McMahon's unpredictable decision-making. Some ideas that initially seemed too outlandish went on to become some of WWE's biggest success stories, while others that had promise were never given a chance. For instance, stars like Bray Wyatt, CM Punk, and Matt Hardy had to fight tooth and nail to get their concepts on television, often dealing with multiple rejections along the way. On the other hand, some performers never got that opportunity, their careers stuck in neutral because Vince didn't see the potential, even if fans might have. In this sense, the rejected pitch of the former WWE champion is emblematic of a larger creative struggle within the company, where the boss's word was absolute. The frustration many stars felt in this process often came from the mixed signals Vince sent. When McMahon said something was interesting, it could mean genuine intrigue or simply a polite dismissal. Some wrestlers learned that interesting was WWE code for "I don't see it working, but I won't crush your spirit outright." In this case, the champion reportedly took the compliment seriously, thinking he had planted the seeds for a new storyline, only to later find out that Vince had no plans to move forward. This left fans wondering how different WWE history might look if more of these rejected ideas had been allowed to play out on screen. The incident also shines a light on Vince McMahon's leadership style. His vision made WWE the juggernaut it is today, but it also meant that many creative voices were stifled. In recent years, as Triple H has taken on a larger creative role, fans and wrestlers alike have noticed a shift toward more collaboration and openness to talent-driven ideas. The rejected pitch of this former champion is a reminder of an era where Vince's approval was everything, and even the most respected names could have their creativity stifled with a single word. Ultimately, this story reflects the broader tension between wrestlers and management in WWE. For performers, their characters are more than just storylines, they are extensions of themselves, vehicles for connection with the audience, and keys to their legacy. Having those ideas rejected, even after a spark of interest, can feel like a crushing blow. Yet it also highlights the resilience of those who continue to push forward, reinvent themselves, and find new ways to capture the fans' imagination. Vince McMahon's rejection may have ended one pitch, but it also fueled discussions about how WWE might evolve under a different creative philosophy.